Before this video begins properly, I just want to say that I'm a pretty big fan of the PS4, and I'm a huge fan of the PlayStation consoles in general. I personally think that they offer the best selection of games, and the interface is way more appealing to me than some of the PlayStation's competitors, particularly the Xbox Ones. Despite being a big fan, I can't help but notice some really annoying details about the PS4's interface and the PS4 generally, and I feel like lots of these things would be very easy to fix. So, this video is a list of all the things I find annoying about the PS4 and what I think they could do to fix these issues. A lot of these things are nitpicks, I'm fully aware of that, but I can't be the only person that gets annoyed by them, surely. I hope not anyway, otherwise this is going to come across as very whiny. Before we jump in, this video was created when the PS4 was at version 5.03, so you never know, some of these things may be addressed in the future. Either way, let's jump into the list with my first issue. This is one of the bigger problems on this list, and it's an issue that I'm surprised hasn't been addressed in an update yet. On the surface, the PlayStation Store looks pretty good, and it's reasonably responsive too. But when you've used it for a while, you do begin to notice flaws that are buried beneath the surface. One of the major issues I have is that there isn't any kind of wish list to add games to. Why this isn't a thing, I have no idea. Not only would it be beneficial to the consumer to be able to keep track of all the games they want to try out and play at some point, but it would be highly beneficial for Sony too, because they would be able to tell you when a game in your wishlist is on sale and therefore make more money for themselves. I actually have a list on my phone of all the digital games I want on the PS4, because otherwise I would just forget everything. This next point is primarily an issue with the PS3, but it also applies to the PS4 too. Why is it so difficult to find the PS2 section on the PS4 store? Many times I've tried to do this and gotten lost in a sea of menus because it's like having to navigate a goddamn maze trying to find a list of them. Why isn't there just a PS2 section in the platform's drop-down menu? This is way worse on the PS3. In fact, go on your PS3 right now and try and find where all the PS1 games are. If you can tell me how to find a list of every PS1 game on the PS3 store, then you'll get a thumbs up from me, because I legitimately can't find it anymore. It used to be there, so I know one did exist, but if it still does, I don't know where it is. I wouldn't be surprised if some people didn't even know you could download PS1 games on the PS3, because there's literally no mention of it on the store. Okay, so this one is a little bit of a nitpick, even more so than the others, but it's still something that annoys me. The PS4 I use to play games is my PS4. I paid for it, and for that I should be able to use it without obnoxious advertising being rammed down my throat. Yeah, I'm being a bit over the top with this, but still. I don't like how when you go on the video app, you're recommended to get WWE apps and shown pictures promoting Now TV, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and other things I have no interest in. I shouldn't have to look at those things if I don't want to. It's bad enough that I get pressure to buy PlayStation Plus on my home screen, without all of the external advertising too. The PS3 is actually worse for this because of the goddamn SingStar icon that's always on your games bar. Why is this still here? No one even cares about SingStar anymore, so why hasn't this been updated? Every time I boot up my PS3 I'm greeted to these people's faces, and I don't want to be, and nor should I have to be. Basically, my point here is that you should be able to get rid of any apps or icons that you have no interest in. You can do this on a computer and you can customize it however you want, so why can't you do it when you use a console? This is something I feel quite strongly about. I understand that the cost of running servers and having a huge amount of online users being active at any one time must be expensive. But you're telling me that Sony couldn't offer online gaming for free? I don't buy that. The way I see it is that online elements are so integrated into the DNA of almost every single game that's released nowadays that it takes away from the overall experience you have with those games if you don't have the money to pay for an online subscription. And that simply isn't fair when you've paid upwards of £40 or sometimes even £50 for the game itself, and that's not to mention any DLC you buy on top of that. It's already an insane amount of money to purchase a console in the first place, and then you have to get games, controllers, accessories, and now pay for an online subscription too? It's too much. It isn't only PlayStation that does this, obviously. Xbox has Xbox Live Gold, and soon Nintendo will have their own paid online service too. But the thing that makes PlayStation even worse in my eyes is that A, the PS3 had free online, so there's no excuse for the PS4 to force you to pay, and B, Sony recently made the service more expensive by £10 for literally no reason other than they could. No extra online functions were added and nothing changed. It was just a decision that was made simply because they knew they could get more money. Now, the idea of some kind of premium online service isn't actually all that bad in my mind, but the premium service should offer benefits on top of the normal online functions. So the monthly free games, party chat, discounts on games, exclusive sales and content like themes and profile pictures, cloud storage, beta access, and extras like that, I have no problem with being locked behind a premium service. But simply playing games online? That should be free. It's not too much to ask to be able to get the full experience of a game I just paid £50 for, is it? Also, when you buy PlayStation Plus, it shouldn't automatically assume you want auto-renew on. This is just a really shady way of them getting more money out of you, without you realising that it's even going to happen. This is another kind of nitpicky one, but it's still annoying. There simply aren't that many good themes or profile pictures that can be used on the PS4, and it's weird because it's not like we're in the early days of its lifespan anymore. Most of the pre-installed profile pictures are ones from the PS3, and it just makes me wonder why this was never properly updated with new game characters and icons. Sure, you can buy new profile pictures and themes, and some of those are probably quite good, but there's a real lack of great free ones. Don't get me wrong, good ones do exist, but why are they so few and far between? I wish more games gave you unlockable themes and profile pictures, but hardly any games do this. In fact, the only game I can think of that does do this is the Kingdom Hearts HD collection. I do appreciate that you can now use pictures you've taken as your own personalised theme though, that's really cool. It's a bit of a shame that you can't use a theme you've downloaded and change its audio separately though. Some themes look really cool but have really annoying sound effects, and it would be nice to be given the option of choosing which visuals you want and which audio you want separately. Speaking of customization, this leads on to my next issue with the PS4. A while ago there was quite a big update for the PS4 which allowed you to put your games and apps into folders, customise the quick menu, and create your own background images for your home screen by using in-game screenshots. All of these changes are really great and they should have been there from the start of the console's lifespan. Now, despite this update making things better, I still think it would have been nice to have a few more customization options. For example, why can't I put individual video apps into a folder on my home screen? There's the TV and video store where you can access them, but why can't I just have YouTube, Twitch, Netflix or whatever other video app I want right there on my screen when I turn my PS4 on? It would be nice to be able to pin folders into place on the home screen too. So if I played a lot of shooters and I had made a folder for them, why can't I make it so that that's always the folder that's closest to the left of the screen? Also, why can't I get rid of the What's New area of the home screen? I don't want to see it, but it seems impossible to get rid of. Despite now being able to customise the quick menu, I wish you could go a bit further with this. The main issue I have is that I can't customise the power menu like I want. The amount of times I've put my PS4 into rest mode instead of turning it off is ridiculous. I wish I could get rid of the rest function from the quick menu and just have the turn off button there instead. So this is yet another point that I imagine most people won't care about, but I know for a fact that there will be some people out there that do, and I'm one of them. Why on earth can't you delete games from your trophy list? I've got a ton of games on mine that I either don't own anymore and therefore can't complete, or that I've never owned in the first place and that a friend played on my account. Even if the option was there to hide select games from the trophy list rather than full on deleting them, that would be fine. And before anyone says anything, I know that there is an option to hide trophies, but it doesn't seem to work. It could be that it hides the trophies from other people but doesn't get rid of them from your own list, but the whole point is that I don't want to see them on my list. Also, the PS3 allowed you to view trophies alphabetically and sort of customise how you wanted to view them to a certain extent. Why can't you do this on the PS4? It would be even better if you could actually manually order your trophy list yourself, but the fact there's no organisation options besides most recent trophy is a bit disappointing. So that's the end of my nitpicky list of things I don't like about the PS4. Obviously a hell of a lot of these issues are pathetic things to be complaining about in the grand scheme of things, but I think my issues with PlayStation Plus and the PlayStation Store are pretty valid, and I'm sure most people will have experienced something irritating with them. Either way, let me know what you don't like about the PS4 in the comments below. You could even let me know what you don't like about the Xbox One or any other consoles too. Again, I want to stress that this isn't me starting some kind of anti-PS4 group. I love the PS4 and it's my go-to way of playing new games. Sony have had an extremely strong presence over the last few years with amazing exclusive games too, which is amazing and I really hope to keep it up. Anyway, until next time, bye!